here actually the last part of December. So I'm going to talk about something that happened during the course of this particular time. Oh, just going to talk about something at this point in time. Like this? Okay, my fault. So keep flipping up. So as I'm doing everything else, I forgot about it. It is what it is. So I'm going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, the hip hop artist. Now, we all know what happened. Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the foot at the end of a party. I think it was Kylie Jenner's. And the thing about it is that Mr. Lanez was accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot, and she had a couple of friends with her, and she didn't want to call the police at first because of the Black Lives Matter thing that was going on. And she did say that Tory shot her in the foot, and he said he didn't, and he was found guilty. Now he's facing 20 years in prison. Here's the thing, though. Here's what happened. He called Megan's friend. I guess they were having some type of entanglement. That's what I'm using the word now to be nice about it. And what he said was, first of all, he was calling the woman girl bruh. Second of all, well, let's put it out there. He pretty much on a phone call from jail admitted to shooting Megan in the foot, even though, well, there was no gun residue on him. There was no sworn confession on him. He pretty much damn near admitted to shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot because he was angry at her for some odd reason, or they were drunk. He's like, I was drunk. I don't know what happened. Maybe pretty much. I don't know. First of all, Mr. Lanez, I don't know whoever lawyer, attorney you hired. Bruh, you're not supposed to make phone calls like that in jail at all. You're not supposed to do that. You don't do that. You messed up, bro. You just messed up. And for everybody that was going against Megan and saying, oh, she's making this up and the girlfriend shot her and she slept with all these people, how dumb do y'all sound after listening to that confession? The guilt trip that he was on. And the thing about it is and Mr. Lanez's father stood up and said some things. He said that he's blaming Megan Thee Stallion, Rock Nation, Jay-Z, everybody. This is bad. It's like, listen, I understand you wouldn't offend your child. And if your child is wrong, just admit he was wrong and apologize to Megan and her family and things of that nature, and just don't say anything else. We already got enough going on with Damar Hamlin collapsing and stuff like that. We don't need you trying to call out everybody knowing that your son was wrong as hell for shooting a woman in the foot. You don't do that. The thing about it is we have to defend women, we have to defend black women, period. So why in the world would you say anything crazy like that? Listen, fair justice, but the thing about it is that your son was guilty as hell. Sorry. And all you people defending him, and the sisters defend, y'all defending him like he was R. Kelly Jr. And I saw Surviving R. Kelly, the last part of it, and I didn't want to see that mess. But all the vitriol, and everybody knew R. Kelly did that mess. He married Aaliyah at age 15, got her pregnant when she was 16, and he just didn't want to go to jail. And while he was married to Aaliyah, he was raping other underage girls. And the thing about it is, and before anybody says, Larry, why you keep going after the brother? I went after Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein. If you heard any show or any Facebook Live that I have done over the course of time when the Me Too movement has started and everything else like that, I have went after Weinstein and Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Weinstein's in jail. And I think that Jeffrey Epstein was off. I don't think Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But as far as what he's done, he is a jerk. Shout out to everybody on IG, and shout out to Jamil Norman and Lisa Nelson. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to say this in the whole defense case of Megan Thee Stallion, and I know a couple of, shout out to Big Hef, my boy Quincy Taylor for managing Megan and stuff like that, helping out with the management team for Megan and her tours and stuff like that. No matter what somebody's done, nobody, black man, black woman, white man, white, anybody should get shot in the foot because you were too drunk and you got on some drunken rage type stuff. No, that doesn't work in my arena. You did that and he was found, and now he can face 20 years. He basically is attempted murder. That's what it is. What if Megan Thee Stallion would have died? Then what? Then y'all be like, oh, I miss her songs and all this. Stop it. You show, and the thing about it is like, unfortunately, you show the love when people are alive. You don't wait until they're gone. You know, I respected Barbara Walters as a journalist when she was here. I respected Pele as a athlete who was here. I respected Pope Benedict when he was here. I listened to Earth, Wind, and Fire. The drummer died. I also listened to Gangsta Boo when she was here. And, you know, and it's sad when, and the rumors are around Gangsta Boo that she died of an overdose drug addiction. And sometimes those drugs can get a hold of you. But the thing about it is, like, don't talk about anybody when they gone. That's the main thing. Have some decency. Have some tact. You know, Skip Bayless with that tweet didn't have any tact. You know, a lot of people with their tweets didn't have any tact. And the thing about it is like, it's not whether you agree or disagree. Just have some tact. When I put on my Facebook Live, I talked about Donovan Mitchell, but I was so hurt seeing Damar Hamlin on the ground. It struck me to a core because I know what it's like because I seen my cousins play. I played, you know, organized sports. When you play organized sports, no matter what it is, basketball, football, and remember Hank Gathers, the forward from Loyola Marymount back in 1990, when I was like a teenager and like starting out high school, he collapsed with a heart condition. He collapsed and died on the ground. So it was like, you know, you got people, Reggie Lewis, the former Boston Celtics star, was collapsed in practice. And he died. So it could happen in any sport. Baseball, you know, Major League Baseball. You know how fast and fastballs go, 90 miles an hour? Wow. You know, but the problem is that I think that sometimes we take human life for granted. This is not Grand Theft Auto we're playing. This is not a video game where you can get online and play, then go to sleep or, you know, or talk crazy to somebody online. This is not like, this is real human life. And the thing about it is that we have to preserve human life. And Damar Hamlin's life is no different from mine. I'm grateful that the University of Cincinnati Medical Response Team and NFL got there in time for him. And I'm grateful that Sean McDermott and Zach McVay, Sean McDermott, the head coach for the Buffalo Bills, and Zach McVay, the head coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, were saying to the NFL officials, my guys are not going to bother playing this game. When you see grown men crying, I saw Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, and Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver, with T. Higgins shook. T. Higgins the wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals, was shook, crying. When you see grown men, offensive linemen crying and praying, you're not going to concentrate on the game. And I'm grateful that Damar Hamlin was able to be writing, and hopefully he can progress and improve. And if you want to keep donating to the GoFundMe for the charity, please do so. I put up the link on my Facebook when I get it. But the thing about it is that now the rest of the league is feeling it, and now they have to go play and finish their regular season games, but they have to go, and some of those who went to the playoffs have to go to the playoffs, knowing that there might be a chance and this happens 1 in a million. You know, people get paralyzed. You know, Darryl Stingley of the Patriots against the Raiders in the preseason game. Mike Utley of the Detroit Lions got paralyzed. the Thanksgiving game. But the thing about it is like they were put up, like, Mike Utley was able to put a thumbs up. DeMar Hamlin couldn't do that, letting him know he was okay. The game could continue, so nobody was going to continue that game. And we got rivalry week, we got division games, we got playoff seedings on the line, things of that nature. We got things that are going on in the National Football League, and no, nobody's canceling the sport because it's a multi-billion-dollar business. So, what we safer precautions, better equipment to protect the players. You can say that, more regulation, better equipment. But my thing is this, is that, how can I put it to you like this? You got men out here who are fighting for their playoff lives. So it's not going to be easy to play in this game, and everybody's going to think about DeMar Hamlin. They probably putting up the, pray for DeMar on the signs and things of that nature. Shout out to everybody. It's crazy, 2023. It's only day 5. I'm giving a quote from one of my Facebook friends, Marjay Hunt. She said, gas prices are low, eggs are high, it was 70 degrees, Facebook's a porn site, and it's only day 5. Mm-hmm. Dang. Okay, thank you, Miss Marjay Hunt. I just read it off from her Facebook. Any quote you want to send me to my Facebook page at Larry H. Gardner, or email it to me if you want me to read it on the air at LarryGardner3131@gmail.com, or give me a call at 216-556-4836 if you want something quoted on the air, and I'll give you a shout out saying that you quoted it and say that, and I will remember it. Just say like one quote per week, and I'll pick a top quote of that time. The weirdest part about this whole scenario with this Megan Thee Stallion, Tony Lorenz thing is because a lot of women were defending him. I don't know what, like, the thing about it is like, you're not going to get a check from these celebrities. And Mr. Lorenz, he's going to jail. 20, 30, whatever, and he deserves to go to jail because you just don't recklessly shoot people with a gun and hit your person, your girlfriend, whoever she was, in the foot. However you want to, like, relationship or otherwise, or anybody, you just don't shoot human beings at all. That's stupid. And it could have been fatal for me. And a lot of people don't realize that some of the mistakes that you make could have been fatal. And the weird part about it is, like, you're not thinking about that. Well, maybe she got glass, or maybe she, whoever's, like, everybody's like, well, he didn't shoot her. I want to, y'all want to be Matlock and judge and jury. Y'all want your PhDs and everything and medicine. Listen, let the experts who trained for this for years, who have done this kind of work, do what they do. People going to confirm their own opinions. They want to be, y'all like, okay, y'all watch too many Law and Order things and thinking that it's going to come out like it is on TV. It's not. This case was like 1.5 to 2 years. So, yeah. Right. Let's see. Thank you, Lisa Lee. William Penn is watching. Thank you, William. T. Higgins is upset, and he has to go in Baltimore and play the Ravens in a division rival game. He's upset because somebody is trying to say that if he didn't leave with the helmet, it's not fair. And and another person that made a bad tweet is somebody from ESPN that said, well, the game should, listen, stop saying anything about a game. Enough of that. The game was canceled, and rightfully so because of this. And T. Higgins, he's visibly upset. He went to see DeMar. He's praying. He's in that Cincinnati area. And the thing about it is Cincinnati has to play another game in that stadium where they saw a guy from the opposing team collapse and almost die. So you got to play that game knowing somebody almost collapsed and died on your home field. And the fans, and shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals fans for embracing the Buffalo Bills fans. I saw people hugging each other in the stands that were wearing different jerseys. I'm really just, what I'm floored at, and I know I'm getting off like going back, like you going switching subjects faster than, who switches? I'm switching subjects faster than Kevin Durant switched teams, but still, he's shooken up, and rightfully so, because you don't want to be, you know, and nobody's blaming T. I'm not blaming him at all. He made a football move. They were just doing their jobs, and it wasn't even that bad. Everybody's like, the hit was, no, it wasn't even that bad of a hit. You know, you just go, like, some people go down and on turf without being touched. Like, somebody just tore like, I think a Giants receiver, when they were playing Dallas on Monday night, he just went down and tore his ACL, and he wasn't even touched. It was the turf. Like, bam, like, whoa. It can happen. It happens. People get turf toe and things of that nature all the time. So, like I said before, I stand with Megan on this one. She wasn't supposed to be shot in the foot. Whatever Tory Lorenz or Lenens, he going to be prisoner 8856157, you know, wherever he is. And he's from Canada, so I don't know. And it's like everybody's blaming everybody else, but accepting individual action. Like R. Kelly, everybody's blaming like all the other people, the parents and the organizations. It's true. But when you cut out, like R. Kelly was the head of the snake, abusing those women. So when you cut the snake's head off, the rest of the organization surely would die. If you put we had to put him behind bars. I'm not worried about anybody else. You know, R. Kelly had the money, had the clout to do all this crazy stuff to these young girls, spreading feces on them and stuff like that. All the sick stuff that I heard. That's why I didn't watch the original Surviving R. Kelly, because I knew about those stories. And his brother was crying, he didn't reach out to me, and I was for it when they found him guilty. You knew he was guilty. He tried to blame you, stupid. Hell is wrong with you. R. Kelly is guilty as hell. Tory Lorenz is guilty as hell. Anybody that abuses anybody for anything at that particular time is guilty as hell for doing that. You don't do that. You knew you did wrong. And the thing about it is like, what happened, what I'm trying to get at is this. And I'm making all these points is that if you do something reckless to somebody, if you say something reckless to somebody, you have to pay the consequences. That goes for anybody. I don't care what sex or gender or whatever you are. If you say something reckless about somebody or try to ruin somebody else's life or hurt somebody, then you pay the price. You know, 2023 is a new year, and a lot of stuff should not be tolerated that it was back and tolerated in 2022. And the thing about it is like you have to stand up for yourself, because if you don't stand up, you'll fall for anything. Huh? You know what we're getting at here? Problem is that we're sitting here. We're sitting here, you know, mad, and we can get mad, but let's focus on our positive energy. Let's focus our positive energy. First of all, get off Skip's tweet, because I'm off of that. I already said my piece. I already told him to shut the hell up on his Twitter page. If he blocked me, oh well. If he didn't, oh well either. Second of all, focus all the negative energy that you have positively towards not only Damar Hamlin, his family, but anybody else that's sick and shut in or lost a loved one between 2022 and 2023. We'll be right back with the last part of Headlines and Headaches on VoiceItRadio.com.